Hello everyone. So it's 1st of March and today I did a lot of research in terms of universities that I need to apply to. Um, I was a bit skeptical about whether I should apply to universities outside India or not. Partly because it's a lifestyle choice. I have been living in India for my entire life. I have seen how it is growing. I have seen everyone else around me grow simultaneously, and yeah, it's a long journey. There were challenges, a lot of challenges, and especially I'm not from a very um, high class or middle class family. I am from a very lower class to lower middle class family. So growing up, I have seen a lot of challenges. Um, but now I think taking a huge bet of risking out to go in America and maybe earn uh, what I could. It's a huge risk, especially if I didn't get a job there. Then paying off that loan becomes a bit of burden, and maybe I would be stuck for like 6, 7 years if I uh, could get a job there. So it's a tough decision financially, and sometimes it does not make sense either. Like, if I would be spending 5 years there, let's say 2 years of um, MS, and if everything goes out well, if my health remains good and everything remains good, then it's another 3 years of like STEM OPT. So if I stay there for 5 years, I would be around 31, 30. And at that point, I think people do not have that much energy that they would jump here and there. So you need a little bit of stability in your life. You don't want to do much of experimentations there. Then I think in 20s it's a lot more energy that you have. In 30s it reduces, and in 40s you just don't want it to challenge yourself a lot more. Maybe if I keep my fitness, if I stay healthy, I can do all those things, but still, like seeing people who have been healthier too, it's difficult to like jump and change things. So it's easier for you to get hard work done in your 20s, and for that reason, I think going out if I want to in 20s it would be much more easier. In 30s it could be harder for me to like change my lifestyle and change the stability that I have. Um, so financially, I think it's a big bit burden. I have seen videos of people how they get through their universities and how they earn. A lot more people have like they have earned what they have spent. With the H1 visa thing, I think people who went there earlier in like 2010s and 5s, they got the H1B pretty bit easy. Uh, yeah, I mean, at that point, going outside was even a tougher job than it is for today. But still, like people coming from a lower middle class family, it's still that same situation which was earlier for like some, let's say, middle class people. So, yeah, cost is a very big factor. And the reason I avoided searching for US universities was majorly because of the cost. I have few friends there in US, and it's stressful. Like if you have so much of loan on your head, and you know that if you don't pay that loan or if you do not get a job in US, it would be really hard thing for you to pay the loans. Although your US immigration officer, they check whether you would be able to like pay your loan even if you don't work, because they don't expect you to work there. And um, I got to know today that the on-campus jobs do not pay that much that you would be able to cover your rents or accommodation cost or maybe your eating expense. So by like doing on-campus job, you could literally take care of your eating, I think, and little bit of groceries. But apart from that, like the rent and the college expenses, not what you can do. Um, if you get internships, you could pay a handsome amount of money to your college fees, but you could pay off every thing if you get into like very good companies, but it's really hard because it's all off campus. You do not get a placement agency in college. Let's see what I could do. Maybe I should plan more of a GRE and IELTS. Let's give the IELTS and GRE. Look for colleges that could accept me in good locations where the rent would be low or the accommodation cost would be low and it would be closer to companies. So that is what I think would be a great idea. CSUs are good, great options, but it comes with a lot of living cost because California is really expensive. Maybe I would find people there. I'm looking at North Carolina, majorly because my cousin lives there. So maybe she would help me. So that's one idea that I can go to North Carolina. So I have something for there to stay. Like even if I don't buy a hostel or something, I can stay there. So that's one thing. But I think it would be a lonely journey there. No one would be there to guide me, or every process would require me to have, you can say, my own efforts. I haven't put that much effort while searching off campus jobs in India. That's a big negative for me. So, mm, in this month of March, I think I should plan out things that I would do if things work out well. So, I would be going outside. If not, then I think it's not the end of the world. There are ample opportunities in India. So, it's not necessary that I would go there to stay. Even if I have to come back, I can come back. But there's one thing that I don't want to spend that much amount going outside. That if I come back without any job, um, I would not have that much burden that my entire family has to wipe out its wealth to pay for what I did there. So let's see and hope for the best. Um, so regarding this May thing, it's it's the most important month in terms of application because a lot of universities have rolled out their applications. They have closed their deadline. 1 March was one such deadline, and uh, most of the universities have closed, I think, their deadline. But there are still very few universities, mostly the safe schools that people apply to. Maybe I would get there, maybe I won't. So and it all requires a lot of cost. Let's say $75 is what the application fees is, and converting it to like Indian rupees, it's almost you can say 70 into 90. So if it's 100, so it's 7,500, maybe 6,000 around something is the application fees for most universities. Even if I apply to like five, it's around 30,000 of expense just for application purpose. There are few universities which do not require an application fees, but it's very few, and most of these universities are majorly like expensive in terms of their cost. So they waive off the application fees just to get more applicants and have better chance for them to like get people. I have different state preference, so California is like a very good place to be in, uh, because of more companies there. And then NY is one such great place. Um, as I said, North Carolina is why I'm looking, because my cousin lives there, so maybe there would be some help from their side. They have friends. She has friends, so I would be getting to know few people just by going out there. So it won't be that much of a new experience, but things would be slightly easy for me there. So one such thing, then Texas, because of the cost, a lot of Indian community. I think Texas is a very good place to go. I think these are the four states that I'm looking to. Kansas is one such state which offers cheaper alternative. I haven't looked much at it, but there was one university like Wichita States, which is somewhat a nice school. I think I get a good vibe. I found a new university, like in my research. It was Eastern Carolina. So it's East Carolina University. So it's a very good school. The vibe is really great. So one such, and the cost structure is also low. Then I think Roosevelt is one such thing. There are few universities that I saw on YouTube, where Indians go, like, and it's cheap. So it's University of Maryland is uh, there. So like there are different opportunities, different universities, and I have to look for them. There were deadlines for many universities like North Carolina. A deadline was on 1st March. I didn't apply there. Then Portland State University, Nebraska, UC Riverside was there. Yeah, there were different universities. So I have a list of universities and where the deadline is. Uh, Most of the colleges do consider only the rolling based admission, so it means that those who come first they get the preference of getting admitted. And I'm late into this game, so maybe I would be applying more to the safer schools, and I would be applying to very less universities, maybe five or six. So this is what my um, thinking is, and hoping to get more admits. Um, as there is no placement agency, so all you have to do is on yourself. Little bit of Indians would help me, because Indians and India make good friend. At least we have much things in common. But I want global exposure also. So yeah, having a great deal of people from other countries would help for me to like get a good exposure. So yeah, that's all for today, and hopefully I'll give you update what I did tomorrow. Maybe this March is like very uh, would be very jam packed, because I have interviews from IIMs in this March, and I have to apply for different uh, universities in US in this March only. I have to give GRE IELTS, so that is also one thing. So everything would be there in March, so it would be a jam packed month for me, and hopefully I'll get to use it much more wisely, utilize my time much more. So yeah, let's hope for the best and hope to see you guys tomorrow.